Hello, hello, hello. This video is for my lovely Uttaraphalguni Nakshatra people. My name is Laadli. I read primarily for moon signs, moon nakshatras. If you have this nakshatra anywhere in your chart, feel free to watch this video, but I'm primarily reading for moons. So Uttaraphalguni falls between 2640 Leo and 10 Virgo. So I concentrated on that energy, and this is the spread I have for y'all today. Let's go over it. Just initially, the feeling I get off this is like it's almost like an exasperated sigh. Like I feel like y'all have just been going through it like continuously. Like, ooh, when does it end? You know what I mean? The first card we have here is the Five of Wands. Literally, the energy of this is so like, the girls are fighting, like, what's going on? Who are you fighting with? You know what it is. It's man versus self, man versus nature, man versus man. Are you man? Who are you fighting? What's up there? This isn't gendered, by the way, I'm just saying. In general, you could be fighting anything. You could be fighting yourself, your community, your friends, your family. I don't know, it looks like there's just a lot of turmoil here. But I'll be honest, the way I'm seeing this, just in context of the spread itself, it feels like a lot of inner turmoil. I say this because the Five of Wands is closely followed by the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles upright is all about, you know, this bright-eyed kid setting goals, like, you know, oh, this is this thing I'm gonna do, and, you know, it's gonna be so great, blah, 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 blah. Me with this channel. But it's in reverse right now, so, I don't know. Are you lost? Do you not know what it is you want to do? It feels like, I don't know. Oh God, there's like this song by The Killers, and it's called Losing Touch. And like the first two cards really speak that out to me. But then we have the Knight of Pentacles here, which is all about moving forward with your goals. You know, being sensible, being practical, being responsible, taking the necessary steps, right? So I feel like whatever you have been going through or will go through, you'll always find your way back home, because that's how it goes, you know? You say, I'm losing touch, you know, like a Roman vagabond, but I go and I make my way back home. There's also this amazing Rumi quote where he's like, it's never too late to start over. It's never too late to kiss the ground and go home again. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but the energy is very like, you have been dealing with a lot. And maybe your world got topsy-turvy there. Maybe things that you thought were clear aren't so clear, but you're headed down the right path. You know the right direction to go in. Just take the necessary steps, make the responsible choice. That's what I'm feeling from the top half here. Like, at the end of the day, you need to make the responsible choice. The next thing we have here is the Two of Swords in reverse. So again, I feel like this feeds into that responsible choice narrative, because the Two of Swords is about choice. It's about making a decision, and in reverse it feels like you're not making a decision. You're at an impasse. You see, he's literally blinded here. Like, he's wearing a blindfold. You could be ignoring the obvious in front of you, but that is the thing about the truth. You can close your eyes to it, you can plug your ears, but you will still feel it. You will always have that weight. So I don't know what it is that you need to do to free yourself, what burden it is that you might be fighting, what truth you might not be seeing, but make the responsible choice. Don't blind yourself to what's obvious. The Two of Swords in reverse has very similar energy to the Four of Cups, but it's less playful. This is very much, okay, it's time to get down to business, it's time to get practical. Again, the number two, all these pentacles, that's a lot of earth energy there, right? Time to get serious, time to get down to business. The next thing we have here is the Ten of Cups. I love this card. It's all about community, family, being happy, you know, sharing the good you got and being grateful for it. Look how they're open armed towards the sky. You know, be grateful for what you have. Sometimes I feel like a lot of the dissatisfaction and just the regular day in, day out of life is because you're not realizing how much of a privilege it is to be where you are, or you're not able to feel the goodness that has led you up to that point. So sometimes in a return to self, you just gotta go back to your roots. Maybe you need to go home. Maybe you need to go to your genesis, like where you were reborn. And you need to find where it was that you started to become you, and be grateful for everything leading up to that moment. Because again, you've been through a lot. You can always go home. You can always start over. It's okay. If you are questioning, so again, I don't know if you live far away from your parents or you live far away from close friends, but I feel like right now you need community. I feel like you might just speak to somebody, you might have a conversation with somebody during this holiday season that sets things into perspective. Maybe somebody's going to put you straight, and maybe to do that, you need to go back home. You need that return to self. You need to, I feel like, figure out your priorities, and home is where that begins. I think that it'll also boost you up if you're able to go where you need to go. Because right now, the energy we're ending on in the general spread is strength in reverse. So, I love this card. She's beautiful when she's upright. Very like Leo energy to me. The ultimate woman. But she's in reverse right now. So I feel like everything that you went through, it took a toll, right? Rest, recovery, all of that is needed. And I feel like the best place to do that is at home. Because strength was right under the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like you know what you need to do, right? It may be hard. And you may not feel like you're up to the task. It may just be something you've been avoiding. But if you're able to move past whatever it is that, I guess, threw you off your game, whatever conflict it was that made you doubt yourself, that led you to this impasse where you weren't able to make a decision, if you're able to reground mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever your comfort place is, wherever home is in a physical or not physical sense, you will get to recuperate what you've lost. Because I feel like you need to build yourself back up again. Again, the energy following this past full moon has been very, I think it's shaken a lot of people and their confidence and their sense of self, but this energy that's coming afterwards is very transformative. For some people it's a return to self, for some people I think it's an escape from self. Like, you don't know who you are and you need to change. So let's figure out, well, I'm not saying that necessarily applies to you, but I feel like that's just generally the energy that's happening, a lot of self-discovery. But let's focus on getting some clarity. Can we get some clarity for the Uttaraphalguni January? Some clarifiers. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, recently with the card readings I've been doing after the full moon, these cards have been flying out like at an insane rate. Okay, yeah, this is very similar to the message that who was it? I think it was, anyways, I can't remember. But the nakshatra before you that I read, a lot of similar cards here. Again, as I said, I feel like your energy is very transformative and important at this time. I feel like you have been through quite a bit, so this is quite a bit of clarification. The first card we have here is the Page of Swords. The Page to me is just a very naive figure in all of the sweets. You know, he wants to go forward with his ideas, his feelings, and I don't think that's something that you shouldn't do. I feel like maybe this return to self is about maybe accepting new ideas, like a new birth, maybe returning to old ideas that made you who you are. I guess it's testing the waters, or testing the airs, because sword is air. Seeing if anything has changed, if anything new is coming up. The Three of Cups, again, I feel like this is very much you need to reconnect with friends and family. And the Three of Cups is all about harvest, sharing, the bounty, and with the holiday season that feels very apt. And then we have the Three of Wands in reverse here. I really do like the Three of Wands because it always reminds us that there's, you know, work to be done. In reverse here, I almost feel like, you know, there's work to be done. There's a long journey ahead, but maybe for now you need to slow down. Everything before was, to me, very much about being deliberate, getting rest. So this is followed by the King of Wands as well. So remember, you create everything in front of you. You create your reality. If you want something, you will have to go for it, and you're gonna have to go for it with a lot of passion and gusto. Don't be afraid. It's okay to take rest, but don't forget who you are. You know what I mean? And then we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups. So yeah, again, literally water is flowing out of the cup there, right? Maybe all that creativity you had. As I said, I feel like all of this energy is just like, oh, a big loss and then like a big gain. It's very much like, oh God, I feel like I'm at a loss for words. Like, you took an L, but you can always stand back up, you know what I mean? All right. I feel like a lot of water energy going on here too. So we have the Six of Swords in reverse, right? Traveling across a lake. It's about long, hard journeys, but it's in reverse. So I feel like paired with the Ace of Cups here, maybe all that creativity, that passion, I feel like it's going to come back to you, because I feel like the journey has come to an end. Like, you were going, and now again, everything comes back to rest. The Hermit. I feel like you need to return to self. It's okay to take that time off, to go back home. I don't know if you're like college students. I feel like this is very like a college mood, like after finals, you know, you didn't get to maybe pursue the projects you wanted to this semester, like personal projects, any kind of research you wanted, and it wore you down. You were trying to do so much, just in general in life, you know, work, school, whatever, family. Don't overdo it. Don't try to do too much. You always got to put yourself first. I feel like, especially when you're young, don't be going around trying to make everybody else happy. You got to do it for you. The last card I have here is the Four of Wands, which is all about, you know, marital bliss, harmony, family. And I can understand, I just said, you know, do it for you, not for the world, but I feel like maybe for you, your family is where you find your grounding. I feel like everything is telling you to go home. Everything is telling you to change course, change perspective. You know where you're headed. It's okay to let go. It's okay to move on. It's okay to start anew. And you will be supported by the people in your life when you do this, but you need to support yourself.